everybody. It's Belinda. Today, I have Tessa Marie from the Tessa Marie Show. She's going to talk about journaling. Now, you've seen Tessa Marie on our show talking about downloading. That's not what this is. We're talking about journaling. Thank you, Tessa Marie, for coming today.
Hi, Belinda. It's such a pleasure, as always, to be here. I'm looking forward to this. And journaling and downloading and anything you want to know about this. I love talking about this.
Excellent. So, first, I want to ask what's the difference between downloading, because you talk about that as one of your rituals. What's the difference between downloading and journaling?
Okay. So actually, there are three of them because we have downloading at night where you're getting rid of everything, and that's a separate book altogether. And then you have the morning pages in the morning where you just nothing is legible. So downloading, you can perhaps read it. I don't recommend going back to it because the idea is you don't downloaded it, not for referencing. There's no reason to touch it.
Okay.
And the morning pages is where you're scribbling or it's not lit, it's not legible at all. It's like, well, okay, today I'm so frustrated. My sister said she was going to call. What am I going to do about that? I have to deal with this person at work. So it's getting rid of all that mush that's in your head that's preventing you from being the amazing person you can be.
Okay.
So I'm in the middle now. So once I have done my morning pages, I get into the journaling.
Okay.
The thing about the morning pages is that it opens your creative connection.
Okay.
Because you have removed all what you would call nonsensical things or things that really don't make a difference to your day to day.
Okay.
But they're there. They're like the clutter. So yes, your sister, you forgot to call or she forgot to call you, but you can fix it. So now you know you have to deal with it. You put it away. Mm-hmm. And now your journaling is where you become creative.
Okay.
And the journaling is where you're talking about, well, I met John, I talked to Mary, and we had this wonderful conversation. I went for a walk with somebody. I planned to go somewhere. And I wrote an email to this person, and the reply was like that. So these are things you want to reference. And today it's looking outside, and I'm seeing the sun is shining. It's the 24th of May, and well, you're almost writing a novel. You're journaling because that's why for example, Anne Frank's journal. Look at what happened with them.
Right.
So journaling is where you write the story. You write the story so somebody else can read the story. You write the story so you can reference the story. So journalists tell them who Belinda was, okay, who Belinda is. That's why they tell you not to let anybody see your journaling. And I give both downloading and morning pages and journaling that respect. Nobody should see them, but your journal is your history. Okay. Your journal is where you can create. And that is where you will talk about your entire life. You'll talk about what's happening today. And it might have some sadness. It might have some joy. It might have some breakthroughs. It might have some lessons that you learn, or you might have some lessons that you share. So journaling is your story. Today is March 26th. I met with Belinda today, and we had these interviews where she was asking me some questions about my rituals. It was really interesting, and I found out that Belinda is sharing that with others.
Right.
And one of the things she was surprised and realized some people might know that preparing yourself what you're going to wear the next day is actually part of a ritual that will help you have a better day. So it was my pleasure. So this is me writing in my journal. No, but Belinda can come in her journal might be. I was so surprised. I had no idea, but it was. And then she can describe the scene. She can describe what we did with the lighting. And that is journaling. Journaling is telling the story of your entire day, each day.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So do you have a notebook for downloading, a notebook for morning
morning
pages, and then a separate notebook for journaling? 3 notebooks?
They're different.
Okay.
Very different. The morning pages and the downloading a regular just plain exercise books you buy at the dollar store.
Okay.
They're not anything you're going to keep for the rest of your life. When they're full, you can throw it away or burn it. They're
Oh,
not even legible. Especially the download at night is more legible because you're really putting it down so that you take it out of your mind.
right.
The morning blessings, morning pages are just one side of each page. One, so this will be side one, side two, and side three.
Okay.
So it would be just three one side of the page. That's all you write. You don't stop. You don't go after beyond that.
Okay.
And it could be kind of just, beyond it might be B line. You know what I mean? So it's never legible.
Okay.
That is the morning pages. So it's like getting rid of a little bit of clutter so you can be creative with your journaling.
Okay.
The uploading is taking away all what you have been carrying all day long, and you don't want to take them to sleep with you. You don't want them to cause you to be tossed in.
Mhm.
Your journal, which you could do in the morning, in the night, whenever you get the opportunity, you do your journal.
Mhm.
Your journaling, you can also do it after you're downloading if you want to spend that time talking about what was happening. But the journaling is the creative you,
Okay.
because you will talk about a tree. It was so lovely. The sun came in. I saw the shadow of that tree while walking, and it was the sun was shining while I was driving home from work today, and it reminded me of something. I saw a rainbow, and you know what? It's the day you're taking it, but you're making a story out of it,
Right.
and that's journaling.
And you do your journaling in the morning or in the afternoon?
Because I've been journaling for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to talk about how to choose a journal because that's important.
Okay.
So journaling itself, I have been doing it for a long time. So when I was, of course, I always had to do my journaling at night.
Okay.
I have done my journaling when I took the subway or the train to come home because you have that quiet time, you're not driving.
Right.
So I would journal at that time. I'd find a spot where I can be in a corner in the train or on the bus, and I would do part of my journaling, not all of it. So my journal went everywhere I went.
Okay.
That's the journal. No, buying a journal is a ritual.
Okay.
You don't just go to the store and the first journal you see off the shelf you pick up. So I just happen to have my journal here. That's one of my journals.
Okay.
And so this one, so when I pick a journal, I do this. It's like I have to feel the journal.
Mm-hmm.
And people who know, with my friends and people that I do mentorship with, will bring me journals, and they know. And I love red, and they'll usually have flowers or red, but they're always really nice and important. So your journal, when you're choosing it, choose something that you like. Like this is really hard, and you can see the writing in here on with the journal. So the journaling is different, and I can read it, you can read it, everybody can read it.
Right.
But that's why they ask you to keep the journal separate. But when I choose a journal, I caress the book. I need to feel it. I might hold it like this in the store.
Okay.
I need to feel that the energy is going to be there because that's the creative you coming to work.
Right.
And so purchase a journal you like. Don't purchase a journal based on the price. Purchase the journal that feels you. So that's why you touch it, you feel it. This one says a journal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, a journal means going in.
Okay.
The word journal really means you go in. And you can see I always date my journals when I start them. So when I was younger and I didn't have the time I'm working, I couldn't do the journaling in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got on the bus going to work, I could journal.
Okay.
When I got on the bus going home, I could journal. Like if at lunchtime I had a quiet moment, I would journal also.
Okay.
So your journaling is really important. It's your creative you. Because your creative senses has to work.
Right.
Because you know why? You downloaded last night. and you did the pages this morning, what's left for it to do but to come up with something really nice with what's going on in your life at the moment?
Right. So I have one last question, especially as it relates to journaling. So for somebody like me who has thought about journaling, I've tried before and didn't keep up with it. Do you journal more than one time a day?
It depends. It depends on your time. Like when I travel a lot, so I journal at nights when I get back to the hotel.
Okay.
Um, Here I journal maybe twice, no, but when it's the minimum time of journaling should maybe be a few times a week, 3 times a week.
Okay.
And the thing is, always have a specific day. If you're not going to do it every day, you should start journaling at least once a week, but on the same day, the same time, if possible. So don't do it at supper time because you'll never do that. Don't so
Right.
choose your time to journal when you do have the time. So maybe you can journal after you download at night, or journal sometimes in the like mid afternoon if you have that time, or after supper.
Okay.
So because your journal is your creative skills coming to work. And it's really fascinating. Many books have been written from people's journaling.
Right. That's true. That's
You
true.
know, so that's really important.
Okay.
Another thing that's great for journaling is a pen. The pen. Whatever you're going to write, don't write with pencil, but choose a pen. I love heavy pens, so I use Mont Blanc, and I use them because they're just so specific. They're so amazing. I love them, and I use that to write in my journal. So choose your pen and your journal. Have a special pen, not an ordinary. It could be an ordinary pen,
Mm-hmm.
not one you use for anything else,
Okay.
because it's your innermost thoughts, your innermost ideas and creation, whatever it is. Give it the honor it deserves.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that information with us, Tessa Marie. You can find Tessa Marie on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays in the morning at 8 o'clock with Tessa Marie Morning Blessings, and in the evening at 7 p.m. at the Tessa Marie Show on Instagram Live, both on Instagram Live. Thank you so much for coming again today, Tessa. We appreciate it.
It's such a pleasure to be there. You're so welcome. Anytime. The thing is, you having me come, it's so great. I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you at the next video.